everyone. Welcome back to Fitness, Nutrition and Soul channel. Today we're going to talk about what is fat, what are the functions of the fat, how fat is divided, and how does the fat absorb and digest in the body. So let's start with what is fat. So the fat is made up of carbon, oxygen and hydrogen like carbohydrates, but with the more carbon chain. So a fat is generally a methyl group attached with the fatty acids. So methyl group on one end and then the fatty acid on the another end with the carbon chain bond, generally around 18 to 24 carbons. Because it got more carbons than the carbohydrates, so it provides more energy. Now 1 gram of fat provides the 9 calories as compared to the carbohydrates and protein, which only provides 4 calories. So as you can see, fat is actually more than the double in calories as compared to the other macronutrients. So let's have a look. So the fat is called the lipids in the body. So the lipids is divided into the triglycerides, phospholipids and sterols. So the triglycerides are generally made up of the glycerol and 3 fatty acids. And then you got the phospholipids, which is a cell found in cell membrane. So for example, if this is a cell, the membrane of the cell is made up of the phospholipids, which is the hydrophobic and hydrophilic. So it keeps the intracellular fluid inside and the extracellular fluid outside. So it acts as like a protector so that it acts as a protector and also allows the transport of the nutrients inside and outside the cell because of the hydrophobic and hydrophilic nature. Then you got the third one, sterols. Sterols is like cholesterol. Your liver produces, I think, somewhere around 500 to 1500 milligrams a day. And then you take it from the dietary source and it's recommended 300 milligrams a day. And that also helps you to make hormones, help you to synthesize the vitamin D, and then there's another factors, some of the other benefits as well. Now let's look how fat is divided. So fat is divided into saturated fat and the unsaturated fat. The saturated fat is the one which is with the no double bond and is generally found solid at the room temperature, like your dairy products, the coconut oil and so on, and the animal fat. Unsaturated one is a single or more double bond. So one with the single double bond is called the monosaturated fat or MUFA. And then the one with the 2 or more bonds is known as the polyunsaturated fat or PUFA. So the monosaturated fat, what are the good sources? It's the olive oil, canola oil and so on. And with the polyunsaturated is the soy, fish and nuts. Now polyunsaturated fat is also consists of omega-3 and omega-6. And omega-3 is really required by the body. It's called the essential amino acids, essential fatty acids. So you got omega-3 and omega-6. And omega-3 is found in fish oil, it's found in the nuts, found in the flax seeds and all. It helps to give the nutrient to make the cell membrane. Alrighty, now we learn about the what are the different types of the fat. Now let's check out what are the functions of the fat. The very first one, it helps to make the hormones, as we learned from the sterols that we need the cholesterol to make the testosterone and so other hormones. Your cell membrane is made up of the phospholipids. You need it for your skin, you need it for your joint health, for cartilage and stuff, for the lubrication. You need it to decrease inflammation. So fat can increase or decrease the inflammation depending on what type of fat you're eating. So if you're having too much omega-6 but not omega-3, the imbalance can increase the inflammation. But if you're having the right ratio, which is generally 2 to 1 or 4 to 1, omega-6 to omega-3, then it can help to decrease the inflammation. Fat provides energy. It helps the body to maintain the core temperature and vital organs. That's why we need to have certain body fat in the body. And so let's see what's the next one. Next one is the digestion. So how does the digestion of fat happen in the body? When we eat fat, especially the solid fat, it melts in your mouth. So the very small digestion happen in your mouth with the lingual lipase. Now lipase is the enzyme which helps to digest the lipids. Then when it enters into the stomach, not much activity happens in the stomach. Then in small intestine, so from the stomach, when it goes to small intestine, it releases the hormone called CCK, which passes through the blood and gives the signal to the gallbladder and the pancreas. So the gallbladder release the bile and the pancreas release the pancreatic lipase. So bile act as emulsifier. So it's same, got the hydrophobic and hydrophilic. It helps to break down the fat into the larger molecule into the smaller molecule. And the lipase, then the pancreatic lipase divided into the smaller fat molecules. So let's have a look how does it absorb in the body. So glycerol and the short medium chain fatty acids into the intestinal cells absorb directly into the bloodstream. So you got long chain fatty acids and you got short and medium chain fatty acids. So as I explained in the last videos, in your intestine you got the villi, intestines you got villi, and then that actually absorbs and take the nutrients via the blood capillaries to the liver. So glycerol, short and medium chain acids, they are small, they can go to the blood capillaries. But generally the large long chain ones, like monoglycerides and the long chain fatty acids, they are big, so they cannot actually go through the blood capillaries. So they go through the lymphatic system. So then the monoglycerides and the long chain fatty acids, they merge into the complex known as the miscellase. Now that miscellase makes into another chain which is made up of the mono and long chain into the new triglycerides with the other lipids, cholesterol and phospholipids. Now there is in the lymphatic system, it packed with the other protein transport vehicle known as the chylomicrons. And then it takes into the lymphatic system to the blood stream near the thoracic duct near your heart. And then what is the chylomicrons? Chylomicrons are like the transport vehicle of the fat lipoprotein. So chylomicrons is actually it's got a lot of triglycerides, which generally it circulates in your blood for around 12 to 14 hours, where the cell absorbs the triglycerides, and whatever is left is then recognized by the liver, which is your protein, lipoprotein, your cholesterol, and the phospholipid. And then the liver recognize it and remove the chylomicrons. And then from the chylomicrons, then the liver makes into the LDL, low density lipoprotein, and then the HDL lipoprotein. So the HDL is the one with the low triglycerides, and with the LDL is with the more triglycerides. That's the reason that the LDL is not good for you, but the HDL is good for you. Now in Australia, your total cholesterol should be around 4, and if your ratio of HDL is high, then even if it is more than 4, then you don't need to worry. So that's it pretty much, guys. Fat plays a very important role. It is called essential nutrient like protein, and if you don't provide the fat to the body, the whole most of the organs will suffer. Your reproductive system will not work to the optimal level, especially if you're not providing to the essential fatty acids. So make sure, guys, you keep 25 to 35% of your calories from fat. And that's pretty much, guys. And if you have any question, please put in a comment. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do it now. And I will come back next week with another video. Thanks.